Hello, Seawolves! I hope you can all hear me now. Should be good. And most especially, the sound should be in sync today. I really hope. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you have something delicious in your cup. I'm actually realizing just right now that I totally forgot to make a toast because I was still working on so many technical issues. So I actually don't have my Seawolf cup right here. As you can see, I'm just finding it out. A little bit embarrassing. But I hope that you have something delicious right there. And I guess we'll jump right into the first update here, of course. Sam working on fixing his sail. It's looking good. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cheers, Wolves.
Hello everyone, I've still got the glue on my nose. We're making progress. So we've got a reinforcing plate on the luff of the sail. So that should take the load on the luff. We've got the patches down the middle. And then I've now got a reinforcing plate on the back of the sail, which will take the load of the leak. So that we've got bolts that go through the top half of the sail, the bottom half of the sail, and both patches I put on. So all 4 layers that holds the whole lot together. And now the next mission is fix the battens. There's a batten that should be here, which I need to try and sort out. And then there's 2 or 3 other battens broken, so I need to try and fix those and let the glue dry a bit. So making progress. See ya.
Yeah, so Sam is making good progress. Of course, that still doesn't mean that he has, full use of the sail just yet. It'll really have to cure. And as you could see in the back, he's still in a pretty serious sea state, but he's working his way through it. And actually, he hasn't fallen back that far. He's currently in position 6, I think. We'll get to that in a technical update. But if he gets it all fixed in time, I think he might actually be able to keep that position. Maybe go to 8, something like that. But, you know, it shouldn't be too bad all in all speaking. Still a good position for Sam. So very good going there. Then we're going to hop right a bit more to the back / the middle of the entire fleet, because Conrad and co are entering the doldrums and they are seeing some pretty dark weather there as well. Take a look.
Ça va être tout noir. No, it's not going to be dark because it's the day, but it's pretty dark and menacing clouds over there. And it's actually quite incredible. We're still a long way, 200 miles south of the equator, and we are entering into doldrums conditions. The doldrums are normally north of the equator by quite some measure, but here they're definitely south. And I just heard thunder over my shoulder. So these storms are serious. They mean business. So at the moment I've got 12 knots of wind. I'm reaching due north with the code 0 and the J3, and I'm doing my best to make it northwards. The last couple of days have been pretty brutal. Super light winds, good for swimming, but not so great for making good speed. And so I'm now in a battle with Jean again in the Daggerwood fleet. Looks like he's coming back. So he is still handicapped, I think, without his J2. But any time that he can sail with his fro, so on a reach, well, he's had better winds than I have the last day. So he's come back into me. And of course, our little Swiss friend Alain Roy is just monstering away on his foil boat and got ahead of me as well. So, what is on the menu for the next few hours? Lots of clouds, lots of crazy wind shifts, lots of trimming, lots of concentration, probably lots of coffee to keep me up and through this next phase. And also, quite uniquely, because I've been getting most of my energy from the solar panels, the hydro generator is in the water, and that's to charge the batteries when there's no full sun. Up until now, the solar panels have been doing an incredible job. It just totally validates my concept of going zero emissions, because I don't think about energy. It's amazing. I have energy to make fresh water, have showers, have the Starlink satellite antenna, and all just in this sort of passive income mode of just energy that just cruises into the boat. I don't have to think about it. But for the next little bit, the boat is moving along with the wind, but brutal dark clouds, so they're not operating at their maximum efficiency. So that's why it's important to have two sources of energy on board. It's like having a diverse portfolio of investments. If one is not working, you hope the other one is. And sorry, my economics background is coming back. But that's how I conceived of this boat. So you've got to have two systems, each of which is independent and operates on a different mode, so that no matter what, if the boat is moving or if there's sun out, you've got energy and you can keep on going. Wish me luck. It's going to be...
Yeah, so that's Conrad cruising along nicely. He's still making good speeds, by the way, keeping position. We'll get to that in the tactical update as well. But as you can hear, Jean getting a little bit more closer when he has the right chances, sort of the wind in his back, can use kind of the bigger sail, because he indeed can't really use his J2. And also probably can't sail upwind too hard, because that J2 stay is very important in keeping the mast on the boat. So he probably can't really put full power anywhere. So I would say he maybe can use his boat up to like 80% or somewhere around there. So still a big handicap, but he's doing better indeed. Aurora going fast, all true. If we hop a little bit further, we have Ollie also with a nice update. Here we go.
Hello everyone. It's Ollie on board Too Good on day 73 of the Vendeeglobe, and I just realized that I haven't inflated my globe for a while. So I thought I'll get the globe out again to give you an update. So last time we had the globe out, I was just south of Australia, south of Tasmania, transitioning from the Indian Ocean into the Pacific. Then, as you can see, the Pacific is actually quite a long stretch. First, we sailed past the international date zone, where I gained a day. Then afterwards I got stuck in the anti-cyclone big wind hole for about 4 days, 5 days, costing me a lot of time and even more nerves. Shortly afterwards we crossed paths with an iceberg. A bit too close for comfort, but definitely a very memorable experience. And then we sailed past Point Nemo, the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, almost 3,000 kilometers away from the next land, before making our final approach past Cape Horn, where I had a little chat with a very friendly Chilean lighthouse keeper, and now I am sailing up the South Atlantic. Now, I mentioned it a couple of times before. The South Atlantic, especially right now, is it's almost like a minefield. There are lots and lots of wind holes, and it's not easy. It's not easy, especially mentally. Sailing in these very unstable conditions takes a toll on me. I can't really sleep very regularly, and I have to check the weather very often because it constantly changes. But I'm basically right now on the level of Buenos Aires, about 1,000 kilometers offshore, and the plan is now it stays quite light and uncertain for another about 1,500 kilometers before it gets more stable again. We start to get into the trade winds, which will get me up to the equator at the Horn of Brazil. That's where I will also cross my previous path, and from then it's past the equator. It will be through the doldrums, the patch of light winds, and then into the northern hemisphere, using the trade winds again to approach northern Europe. I hope that was interesting. I'm wishing you all a great week, and I'll give you an update again soon. Cheers, bye bye.
Yeah, so that was Ollie on board of Too Good. At least he has a win now again after all those days of basically bopping around like a cork. Yeah, let's get into the technical update so we can see actually where everybody is. Let me extend this here a little bit and put it in the right place so we can work with that. Yeah, let's hop in. So you can see that basically all of the front fleet here now, led at the moment still by Sherelle, have moved a lot to the east in order to avoid kind of this very strong winds here. And I mean, it is very strong, up to 45 knots in the gust or so, and right ahead of them. So they really were forced to go more towards the side, to the French coast. There is the one thing though, that the more closer they get, you have a bit of a shelf here, kind of right at the start of the Bay of Biscay also, where you get big waves. So it's kind of like the further they're out, a little bit less the waves are, and the more you get closer, you do get some like bigger waves. So that's a bit of a slightly like a handicap that they will develop as they get closer there. But Cheryl doing good now. Wind in the back, very good speeds, 18.7 knots. Last 4 hours, 17.7, 15.2 over the last 24. So doing pretty nicely there. And you can see that Sam, we saw him here before, in 7th position. And yeah, he's definitely fallen back, but not that far, right? Still managing to stay ahead of Justine Murdreau and Thomas Rouillant. Of course, Paul Malott and Nicholas Lundven are now ahead of them. But as you can see, the distance isn't like super great. Could still, if he gets like back in the speed and his sail works again, that he actually might have a chance to kind of, get back there a little bit if he gets lucky. They have a bit of a transition to make here through a bit some lighter stuff. And Sam is in some stronger stuff. So if he manages to get his sail fully online again, who knows? The race is definitely not over yet. There are still things that can happen. So behind there, Justine Metro, a very nice speed also, and creeping quickly closer to Sam, of course. I mean, he's doing about 10 knots, so they're getting closer. Same goes for Thomas. He's doing very fast, 21.7 knots, so whatever his conditions are, he's definitely found the speed there again. Also quickly homing in on Sam's position, so you can imagine that he's feeling it and working damn hard to get that sail back online again. Then below there, we see Benjamin Dutroux, Clarice, and Samantha Davis also really making good speed now that they've got through the Azores High there. Boris also, by the way, but you can clearly see, like, compared to the ski, that Boris is, quite a bit slower with his broken foil, of course, and the problem that he has with his sail. So about 3-4 knots slower on average. So that explains why he's kind of hanging in the back there. Then if you get a bit more to the south, well, we can see what we just saw on board with Conrad, that Jean already a lot closer now. That's more an artifact of the fact that Conrad is actually hitting some doldrums. It wasn't so active for a while, but you can see now that this whole region here much more active again. So everybody kind of stuck there. It's become quite wide. So that's going to be a big challenge for them all to like slowly work their way through. And as always, a bit of a reset, a chance for people to get a little lucky, maybe catch a little bit more wind than others and move through nicely. We also mentioned it, Alan Rora doing very good now for the last few days. He definitely found the space. And you can see that he found a good line in at least, giving him good wind for a pretty good time still. So he's a bit actually catching up now to the other group here. Very cool to see. And yeah, if Jean and Conrad stay this close together, this might turn into an actual close daggerboard duel towards the finish between Conrad and Jean. I can't actually think of anything more fun to happen, so that should be pretty cool. I'm with it. Then we have Garrick Soudet here. Now he seems to be a bit become the lonely sailor, having passed his original group, kind of the one who found the wind, leaving the rest behind. We can see everybody else here super stuck in another wind hole. Ollie talked about it also before. And the same goes for him. Very stuck. Jean Genjou, same story, very stuck. And then if we look at the Cape, we see here Dennis van Wijnberg, Fabrice Amadeo, and Manuel Cousin, all now getting closer and closer. Pretty good weather, not super light, but some wind. If we look at the routage again, here, let's take a mission. And yeah, we see that still the prediction is saying that finally, at least when it comes to Fabrice Amadeo, Dennis van Wijnberg is predicted to get pretty close. So that is pretty cool for him. And that's it for the toastless update. Sorry there. But I hope that the sound was good now, that everything was walking in sync. We're making slow technical process here with doing the shows live, so I hope it works. And wishing you all a great evening. Of course, make sure I should have a subscribe thing here. Let me check here. Yeah, here we go. Hey, make sure to like and subscribe, Wolves, and see you in 24 hours. Ciao, ciao.